All right, g'day folks, Coach Neil Kelliher back again, and this is part 6, or the final part in the coronavirus killer series. All right, so part 1 was I was telling you about how to prevent and protect yourself. Part 2, what was part 2? Can't remember. All right, part 3 was boosting your immune system. Part 4 was natural antivirals. Part 5 was reducing systemic inflammation. G'day, Marty. Part 6, which is this one, is how you could possibly treat this naturally yourself. Now, I'm going to get to that in a second. I'm not a doctor, all right? I'll give you that fucking disclaimer in a minute. Okay, and g'day, Scott. And speed up your recovery, okay? If you do get it, you can kill it faster, flush out the body quicker, so you have a faster recovery time. You're less infectious sooner rather than later, okay? And, now I remember part 2. Part 2 was who's at risk, but everybody knows that now. All right, so this is basically going to just reiterate what I've already said. And it's going to give you a little bit more information than what I've already said to fill in the blanks. Okay, so you can think of everything I've given you over the last week and a half or whatever in this 6-part series as like a jigsaw puzzle, and you can put it together. Okay, I've given you all the information. I've given you everything you need, and I'm going to finish that here now. All right, but if you don't like putting jigsaw puzzles together and you'd rather fucking have it solved quickly, well, you can get in touch with me and I'll tell you how I can help you with that. All right. Now, this one's part 6, okay? So how can you treat this naturally and get rid of it ASAP? Heal yourself from within, your immune system, okay? And flush out and get rid of the dead pathogen and any viral load that might be less very rapidly after you've cured it, all right? Which is your lymphatic system, okay? So, g'day, legend. How are you, mate? Joshua. So on that note, just talk about, at the very start I said, or in the text I've said mild to moderate, okay? If you're severe, don't be listening to me and trying to do this naturally. You go to the doctor, okay? You go to the hospital, all right? If you can't breathe, call your emergency services, all right? So this is natural information from me to you. I know it works because I've helped hundreds of people heal from every disease on the planet, okay? Everything from gut issues, candida, SIBO, IBS, cancer. I've had people heal from cancer, brain tumor. Someone's healed from a brain tumor in recent times. Now, I didn't say I healed them. I said they have healed, okay? Because at the end of the day, your immune system is pretty well equipped to help you heal from anything, unless the overload or the severity is so far gone that you've damaged too many cells and you can't recover. All right, but I know people that heal from stage 4 cancer. All right, so if you can heal from stage 4 cancer, you can stop a fucking virus. Okay. So on that note, I am not a doctor. This is not medical advice. I am not purporting to tell you that this is the magic answer and it's going to, cure you. Okay, I'm not saying that. All right. As I've said in every other video, if you listen to what I say and it makes sense to you and it sounds like, yeah, that's pretty spot on. It sounds like it's going to work. Well, then either do it because you've chosen to do it yourself, or do further investigations and find out that it does work, and then go ahead and do it. Okay. But I'm telling you, this stuff works. All right? I'm in the top 1% in my field in the world of natural healing, okay? I've got professionals in my field come to me for my help, okay? So I'm not trying to brag, but I'm pretty good at this stuff, all right? So on that note, right, how to treat this if it's a mild or moderate condition, okay? So if you've not got it, but you think you might have, you can do this stuff. If you have got it and you know you've got it, you can do this stuff if it's mild to moderate. If you've got a cold or flu and you don't know if it's cold or flu or COVID-19, you can do this stuff. Okay, so this stuff is all about boosting your body's natural immune system. I'm going to touch on that in a minute because it's not just about boosting it, because there's been some news come out lately saying, you can't boost your immune system because you'll have a cytokine storm and it'll overreact and it contributes to the problem. Yeah, that's if you take drugs, not if you do it naturally, all right? So, some people will get this very mildly. Some people will get it more moderately. Some people will get it severe, okay? Now, the reason for that, which is there's 100 reasons, like depends on the person's immune system, depends on the health of the person when they started, any pre-existing conditions. But one other thing that makes a difference is the inoculum. Okay, now I'm looking at different spots here because I've got my phone on the side, the camera's here, and the screen's there. And I'm still getting used to it because when you put it this way, it displays better on YouTube and stuff. Okay, so inoculum is the amount of viral load that you were exposed to. So if you touch a bench top, or if you touch a phone or a doorknob, and then you infect yourself, you're going to get a small amount of inoculum. Now that virus then needs to replicate in the body, and it takes time. And what's going to happen is your immune system is going to be able to combat that before it replicates to a moderate or severe illness. Okay, but if someone sneezes in your face, you're going to get, potentially millions of viral particles. That's going to be a large inoculum, and you're going to get more serious illness because you're not going to have time to mount an attack yourself via your immune system before it replicates out of control. And that's what's happening with this fucking virus. Like it's very infectious. Clearly a lot of people are getting a high dose of it, some way, shape or form, or that combined with their pre-existing illnesses and their suppressed immune system is giving them less of a chance to fight. Okay? So, on that note, in a perfect world, you'll get a small dose, a low inoculum. You won't get that sick. Okay, so let's pray for that. But we already know that people are at serious risk here, and it's up to us to keep ourselves healthy, so we prevent those at serious risk from getting serious illness and dying. Okay, everybody knows now we've got to slow the spread. We've got to flatten the curve. All right, you've all heard that, and that's so the healthcare system doesn't get overloaded. All right. So, on that note, now. To treat this naturally, what you've got to do first of all is clean your body. You've got to take out the garbage, all right? Because the reason that so many people have suppressed immunity, the reason so many people have immune dysfunction, like autoimmunity, the reason there's so many diseases in the world now is because we're like dirty fish in a dirty fish tank, all right? Unfortunately, we can't clean the tank, all right? Because the tank's fucked. That's the world. Right? It's pollution everywhere. But we can clean ourselves, which means we take the toxins out that we've absorbed from the world and we flush them away so that they're no longer interfering with our body's own natural defenses. Okay? You look at the world now, we've got an epidemic of thyroid disorder, epidemic of infertility, epidemic of anxiety, stress, depression, epidemic of cancer, obviously, obesity, diabetes, heart disease. Like, this is not a coincidence, all right? All of this shit is related to the toxins that we take in and the nutrition that we're not getting. So it's like toxicity and over toxicity, and then nutrition deficiency combined with lifestyle and other interferences such as EMF and Wi-Fi. All right. So we've got to take the garbage out. All right. So we've got to clean the body. All right. And you literally do that with all the stuff I've already spoken about, which is nutrition, clean water, flushing the system. Cold pressed juice is a good one as well. All right, high in vitamins and minerals, high in chlorella. Right, these things bind to toxins and flush them out. Okay, so cleaning unfortunately we've got to clean the fish. We're the fish. We can't clean the tank. All right, but once you clean your body and you flush that stuff out, so it's basically detox. Right? I don't want to use that buzzword detox because we should be detoxing every day. I call it daily detox. So there's herbal teas, there's cold pressed juices, there's lemon water. This stuff works. Okay, so that's part one. You've got to clean the tank. All right. Flush that rubbish out. Then when you put the good stuff in, you're going to be better able to use that stuff for your body's advantage and boost your own natural health and well-being. Okay? So that's part one. All right, now, I've already touched on these before, but basically the next step is to reduce systemic inflammation, which I spoke of in part 5 of my video. All right, I'm not going to go through everything again, so if you didn't watch part 5, go and watch it. So that's how to reduce systemic inflammation, because inflammation is the thing that's already in your body that's going to slow down your immune system's response and ability to fight a new threat, such as this virus. Okay, so reducing the systemic inflammation gives you more of your immune army ready and available to help you fight a new threat. Okay, so the next part is natural immuno-boosting foods and herbs and lifestyle. All right? So I've already touched on this as well. Now, it's not just about boosting the immune system, but it's about optimizing the immune function, modulating the immune system so it doesn't overreact and cause that cytokine storm, but it reacts just enough to create the appropriate amounts of inflammation. Because inflammation is a healing mechanism, but the problem is when the inflammation is too vast that it's too far gone. You like particularly in the lungs, because the alveoli can't transfer oxygen and you suffocate basically. All right, even if you're getting ventilated because you can't absorb the oxygen they're trying to give you. All right, so that's the problem with lung inflammation. But when you have the right amounts of inflammation and your body immune system is working optimally, so it's not overreacting, it's not underreacting, it's reacting as it was supposed to do. Okay, that inflammatory response actually helps you. okay? And you need that, all right? So when I'm saying about natural anti-inflammatories, they don't stop that response. They increase the efficacious of your response, okay? And then you reduce that inflammation quicker and heal faster, all right? So that's the bonus of that, all right? So, oh yeah, right, cool. So we're still on the immune system, all right? So when we're modulating it, we've got two parts of the immune system. We've got the innate immune system and the adaptive. So the innate is what's already there. So that's all your built up immunity from the years you've been on the planet. It's your previous antibodies from exposure to other bacteria and viruses. But because this is new, you don't have a defense. You've got to mount a defense once you get threatened. So that's your adaptive immune system, okay? So when you get a threat now, like a virus, what's going to happen is your T cells are going to ramp up. T cells are produced, funnily enough, in the lymphatic system in the thymus as well as in the bone marrow, right? Hence T cells. Now T cells also become natural killer cells, so they go and kill that virus, all right? So this is good stuff. This is what we want, okay? And this is what the things I spoke about in the previous video about the immune system do, okay? So that's another one you want to go back and watch if you didn't watch it all right? Now, also, what tends to happen with a virus or a cold or flu, whatever, is we get a fever, okay? Now, the fever it's our body helping us to, number one, kill the virus because it doesn't like heat. And number two, it slows down the replication of the virus. So when you get a fever, ideally you should let it ride. Don't, unless you're in severe, unless you're critical and you're in hospital, then they're going to break that fever, okay? But for most of us, if we get a fever, let it ride. Don't take paracetamol, Tylenol, whatever. Don't take stuff to bring the fever down. You want that fever, so the heat helps you, number one, kill the virus. Number two, slow the replication so your immune system can attack it and kill it before it replicates too much that you can't fight anymore, all right? So that's your fever. The other thing I think I spoke about before, people have been talking about lately, is anti-inflammatories. All right? So recently some doctors come out and said that they've noticed that people that took things like anti-inflammatories, NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, had a bigger problem in coping with this coronavirus and healing from it because they've suppressed their inflammatory response. Then the immune system's like going, what's going on? And then it ramps up that inflammatory response and sends more cytokines, and then it gets overreactive, and you've got that excessive inflammation, all right, which you don't want. So again, I'm not a doctor, but using your common sense and understanding this is not localized pain. It's not like a swollen elbow where you can take an anti-inflammatory and it's going to help you deal with the pain. This is so systemic. It's in your lungs. You do not want to block that natural anti-inflammatory response with an NSAID because then you can cause an overreaction through the immune system. All right? So I'm not telling you what to do, whether you should or shouldn't take drugs. That's not my position to tell you. But think about it. Speak to your healthcare practitioner if you're not sure. Okay? But it's probably not a good idea. All right? So, at the end of the day, we want to clean your body, right? You want to boost and modulate your immune system. You want to take, I haven't touched on this. I'll do that in a second, all right? So, antivirals, okay? But you want natural antivirals. You're not going to go to the doctors and get an antiviral drug because there's very few available. The ones that are available, they're not dishing out to everybody, and they don't even know if they work very well yet. So botanical, natural antivirals, which I covered in one of the previous videos as well. So that was video number 4, okay? So pretty much what you want to do, if you're not sure exactly what I'm talking about, is go back and watch 3, 4, and 5, and that will fill in all the blanks that I'm missing out here in part 6, because this is a summary plus a little bit of more information. All right. So like I said, number 1, clean the body, take out the toxins and the poisons. Okay. Number 2, boost and modulate the immune function so it's working optimally. Okay. Number 3, include and infuse natural antivirals into your system each and every day, different varieties of foods and spices and herbs and botanicals, okay? And number 4, reducing systemic inflammation. All right. Now finally, and with the inflammation again, the invisible inflammatory response that you don't know is happening is coming from the EMF, Wi-Fi, electricity all around us, okay? So at the end of the day, when you go to bed at night, all right, because sleep is obviously very important, you want to turn off your Wi-Fi, Fair enough, it's pretty hard in a concrete jungle. You've probably got 40 other Wi-Fis in and around you, but turn yours off and sleep without Wi-Fi, okay? Because that is a huge pro-inflammatory problem that we're having in the world today, is all of the EMF, okay? So switch off your Wi-Fi, all right? So finally, the thing I want to talk about is your lymphatic system. Now, this is your body's waste removal system, okay? Your blood is obviously your circulatory system. That carries oxygen and nutrients around your body, then it returns to the heart, passes to the lungs, gets reoxygenated, pumps up your red blood cells, a hemoglobin attracts the oxygen, and you can go again. All right? Whereas your lymphatic system is the thing that removes pathogens and waste and bacteria and viruses and fungi and stuff that shouldn't be there. All right, so when your immune system does its job and it works and it kills these things, they float through the system, through the circulatory system, into the lymph nodes, through the lymphatic system. They get deactivated, killed, basically made so they're no longer a threat to you. Then they're pumped back into your circulatory system to the kidneys and out in your urine. Okay, so your lymphatic system is so important. And to clean not to clean your lymphatic system, but your lymphatic system doesn't have a pump. Okay, your heart's got a pump, so it pump. It pumps your blood around your body. Your lymphatic system doesn't have a pump, so you have to move it yourself, all right? Which basically is this up and down movement. So exercise is fantastic, but gentle, not extreme if you are suffering illness, clearly. If you're on the tail end of something like this, like you're coming out the back end of a cold, obviously when you've got a cold or a flu, you can't be going to a gym and spreading that virus, all right? But once you're able to be on the tail end, you feel like you're getting better, you want to move your lymphatic fluid and flush out the final dead pathogen and get rid of that viral load out of your body, all right? So you do that by movement, all right? So up and down movement, so skipping is fantastic. If you're an older person, you've got dodgy joints, then a rebounder is great. A swimming pool is fantastic, but obviously don't go to a swimming pool when you've got this virus, okay? So I'm talking about stuff at the end, at the tail end of this. Say you're 10 days post-symptomatic, or you didn't even get symptoms, or if you did get symptoms, you've gone 10 days, that's when you should be feeling better. That is, technically what they're saying now is when you are not infectious. So 10 days post the beginning of symptoms, all right? But at the end of the day, you need to be careful that you don't spread this, but also you want to be diligent that you get rid of it out of your body ASAP, all right? And obviously, other than that, walking actually helps because that's up and down, but you need to be slightly warm for this to work, okay? Because your lymphatic system is like toffee. It's quite thick and gunky, and when you warm it up, it becomes more liquidy and it moves better. All right, and that's what you want for your lymphatic system. And of course, when it comes to your lymphatic system, your entire circulatory system, your entire body is more water, more liquid. Okay, so that helps everything. All right, the more liquid you bring in, the better you flush your body. The faster you flush out dead pathogens and waste, from your lymphatic system into your circulatory system, back into your kidneys and out through your urine. All right. So, on that note, that's pretty much everything. I'm not going to go into details on the basics, which I've spoken about tons of time, but reduce stress, sleep more, actually music and laughter, they're two very good things, right? Because they make you smile for a start, and anything that makes you smile is actually going to have a positive effect on your health and your immune system, all right? So on that note, I think I'm going to leave that there, and I'm just going to check my notes, make sure I've got everything. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, actually, no, one thing, sorry. So going back to the immune system, it's also a big part of it is digestion. Okay, so you want an optimal digestive system. The way in which you get that and achieve that is by feeding yourself plenty of fruits and vegetables, okay, and also probiotics, so fermented foods, and prebiotics, so basically fruits and vegetables that feed your microbiome, because these things strengthen your digestion, they strengthen your bacteria in your gut, which in turn strengthens your immune system. All right. So at the end of the day, everything plays a role. They all join together to do the right thing for you, so that you can protect and defend yourself against threats like this virus. All right. So on that note, we'll leave that there. Like I said, I've given you all of the tools you need, but it's like a jigsaw puzzle. You've got to put it together. All right. Watch parts 3, 4, and 5 if you want to get all the specifics that I've not given you here. And at the end of the day, if you're actually concerned and you're stuck and you're worried and you want some help, then just comment interested below, and I'll shoot you a message and tell you, how I can help you. Obviously, this is what I do. I am a specialist natural healing health coach, and even though I said I'm not a doctor, so I'm not claiming to be a doctor, but at the end of the day, I've got a PhD in results, and my clients have healed from pretty much just about everything on the planet. All right, so this is what I do. It's what I live for. I'm passionate about it. And if you want my help, shoot me a message or shoot me a comment below, interested, and I'll tell you how I can help. Also, if you haven't yet joined my group, please jump in. I'll put the link below, my private group. And let's just wish you all the best. Stay safe. Obviously, keep up your social distancing. Things are getting bad now. I don't want to scare you, but I think everybody already knows now that things are pretty shit. All right. So we're looking at 1 million cases in the next 2 weeks worldwide, and that's thanks to the theory of exponential growth and mathematics, and also thanks to the absolutely terrible and pathetic measures put in place by most governments around the world that have actually, unfortunately put us in this position. All right, so now it's up to us to deal with it, keep ourselves safe, keep yourself safe, keep your family safe, stay away from people at risk, stay away from people in general, all right, and stop the spread, flatten the curve. All right, here we go, folks. All the best. Good luck. Cheers.